shaking?
Hey, what's happening?
No,
Hey,
nothing.
no.
Same old stuff, different day.
Same old 76. That's another one of my grandma's sayings, too.
They
Same,
had
I've
to
never
miss
heard
it.
of that. Same old 76.
same old 76. I never knew what that was. When she used to say, they tell me, I always was confused was who was telling her this, but she, me and my brother Tony laughed about it today because we said we was going to actually write a book with all of her sayings, because,
And you should.
yeah, half of them was very hilarious. And I think that people who have parents or grandparents with a Southern origin would really be able to relate to it because my grandmom was from South Carolina, in the Sumter area, and
Okay.
she had some sayings for you. I'm just gonna tell you, she had some sayings.
She was from Hartsville, South Carolina, so one of her favorite ones, the more will get you.
hmm I remember one of them. She told me and my brother when my oldest brother was starting to date, and he was going out with my dad was really funny about like us dating like in the whole family, like my sister dating one of them and my brother dating the other one. So my grandma said this one day, and we still laugh about it. He told my brother to remember, there's a lady buried in South Carolina. On her grave they had ass killed this lady. I was like, so me and my brother always laugh about that, but it really isn't funny because, she was trying to forewarn him. You know what I mean? Don't let what you go out here and do get you trapped. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So she had a lot of sayings, but okay, I ain't gonna belabor that because everybody know how much I love my grandma. Um, this subject is, I don't know, I had mixed feelings about this one. And because I think that I have experienced this with past relationships, but I hope that I never have to interact with anyone who is jealous. You know what I mean? To me, jealousy is like a disease, um,
I got time for that.
like a terrible disease. It really is. It's like a terrible disease that you can't touch it, but you can definitely feel it. You see what I'm saying? And when I think about like having a relationship with my partner and having a partner who's jealous, I think I did experience it. It wasn't subtle, it was probably forward, but I didn't want to accept it, if that makes sense. I think I have had it more with like girlfriends and stuff who were so-called girlfriends, that they were jealous and to the point where they were self-sabotaging, situations and things like that. But to me, I think that it's probably more subtle when women do things like that because unless they just your frenemy or enemy or whatever they are, they do it in a very conniving way. When a man does it, it questions like, what is the issue here? Do you not want to be within this relationship? Because why would you even be jealous of your partner? So I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. This one is a really good one. So don't hide what you feel, y'all. Just speak your truth.
I don't have no time for it. Like none.
Mm.
Zero. I don't want to have to make myself small so you can feel good about yourself.
Ooh,
I,
that,
I, I don't want to. And if we're in a relationship and I have something that you don't have and you have something I don't have, that's all the more better. Now we got two shits. We got two somethings. What the hell we gonna have the same thing for, dummy? Don't be stupid. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Special gift. You have this special gift. Let's make this magic. Let's make it happen. I don't understand.
Do you think that maybe jealousy will come? Say, for instance, like you said, you have two different careers and two different things going, but yours just happen to take off faster than his, and you seem to have more success, and the doors are opening for you, and things are going well for you, and not so much on your partner's end. And you think that may be a cause or a case of jealousy, and then all of a sudden,
Mhm.
you don't have time for me, or um, um,
Yeah, yeah.
what you doing there and going those many places for? You
I
don't
like
need
to
to do
think you
that.
made a good choice in a woman. You picked
Mm-hmm.
a smart woman. You supported me to the point where I can excel in my career. knock it off. Knock it off. Because you
Oh, you excel your career and stop over here bitching at me because I'll tell you one thing, I'm not gonna be sticking around, okay? Because that right there is going to leave like scars, you know. Why are you not happy? Because we're in this together. You see what I'm saying? When I excel, we both excel.
Yeah.
You don't see it like that?
and if you live long enough, it goes the other way too.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Girl,
It
tell
goes the other way. And
the
then
other
next thing
way.
you know, you could be the star because I ain't gonna have no job. I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
So then does the jealousy, is it jealousy first and competition second, or is it competition first that becomes jealousy?
I think it's
When
that.
when it's
Hmm.
a couple thing. And I believe that it's more prevalent in our community amongst our couples than it is in other communities. And I mean, I believe there are reasons behind that as well. And we could dive into that much later because it's a political, social, economic type thing. But I think that competition thing, you can be out there competing with your boys or your friendship group and, have a healthy competition type thing. But when does that competition start to become jealousy? And jealousy is the type of thing that, to me, you are coveting something somebody else has. And that's never been me or my personality. So if you're succeeding and you're doing well, I'm right behind. What can I do to help? You know what I mean? But if you view me or think of me, if I say something regarding something I'm doing and you view it as competition, then why? Why is it that I can't do the things that I've done in my life? Why is it that I can't have the experiences that I've had in my life and get to the place that I want to be without you being jealous or wanting to compete with what that is? And it's very hard to compete with something somebody has already done. It's very hard to compete with somebody when you're comparing apples to oranges, right? So you're in your field and I'm in my field. Like, so where does it come from? What does it stem from?
What I have historically seen happen is that a, in a relationship between a man and a woman, the one I've been in previously, Chauncey, it wasn't even the fact of competing or being jealous. It was a facade to hide the bullshit that they were really doing. You see what I'm saying? And I say that because sometimes when people are narcissistic, they'll do other little tricks to make it look like they are mad at you. They don't like that you're excelling because you're doing this and doing that. When they're really out doing something they're not supposed to be doing. Take that effort and do what you need to do. But that is not even what their problem is. Their problem is other things that they're doing, and they have to start to shift the blame on you because guess what? Now you're now in a conversation that you don't understand why you're even having.
That's the gaslighting. That's where the gaslighting comes in,
Yeah.
right? And
So what could
I think when a man is jealous and you're in a relationship, you better start to dig a little deeper because I think it's something else that that yo is going to is doing. I'm serious. They doing. I learned that the hard way. You
Yeah,
know
so
it can be projection of what they're doing for sure.
exactly.
and could it be also a control thing?
Yeah, you.
If
Yeah.
you the boss or the CEO of something that you have
you ain't
to
gonna want me no
find
more.
that well, you know the boss over here when you come home, whatever,
Oh
whatever, and I'm
yeah,
going,
yeah.
and make sure that
All these
I'm gonna make sure that I put you in place when you come home.
Uh-huh. I've also seen or also heard that some of it started at home and it was siblings in the house and it was always look at Johnny, he don't do that. Why you can't figure it out? Why you don't read like that? Why you don't? And they constantly looking and viewing the world like that, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
And
And
that's,
you can't be me. I'm the best at being me ever. Like that's it.
I'm the only one that can do it.
Exactly. On your best day, you can't get close to it.
Ain't me.
So yeah, that's silly to me. But
I used to date a guy and he used to always be like, yeah, well, who's gonna be there? Who's gonna be there? Who's coming? Who's gonna be there? Me. I'm gonna be there. And it ain't a party till I get there. So like, why are you asking who's coming? Why does it even matter? Like
Mhm.
that's how people are, right? And then made a good point, Celeste, because you spoke about siblings, right? That's why parents have to be very careful, because
Mhm.
sibling rivalry can be very healthy, but it can also be very, very dangerous. And so if it starts at home and the comparison starts at home, imagine how it is when you go out into the world.
Mm.
And I think that sometimes when I'm now talking about relationship between sisters and sisters, and I'm not talking about blood sisters, but sisters and sisters. Um,
Mhm.
I think that if your friend is, has this secret jealousy or something for you, um, I think that because they're dealing with self-esteem issues, instead of like if I like something that you have, Celeste, right? I like, some perfume you wearing. I just like how you dress. You know what I mean? What is the harm in asking you where you shop at? I don't have to hide it, but I have had friends that don't tell you anything because had them. I said had friends. I don't have them anymore. Had friends that didn't tell you because they were in a secret jealous competition, whatever you want to call it, and it was even down to the shoes you put on. You know what I mean?
You
That,
know,
yeah.
it doesn't hurt to give a compliment. What is the issue? It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt you to give a compliment or gosh, you know what? You really did that. How do you do that? Because I really want to learn how to do that.
That's what you're
If
supposed
it's
to do.
something that you want to
You're
do.
supposed to
That part.
lean in and learn. But let me tell
Yes.
you, from a Bible perspective, I don't know if it's Bible, but from the church perspective, I was told if somebody getting blessed and you in the area, you bound to get some of it. So I'd be like, what? You got what?
Just want the crumbs from the table.
Exactly. I be trying to get all up in there, so I can get something.
The Bible does say, "By iron sharpens iron," right? So
Right.
then now we are bringing each other up. We are leveling up together, right? And the thing about succeeding, and I think we talked about this in a previous episode about friend circles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where are you in your friend circle, right? You got some that aren't doing as well, and you got some that's doing better, right? And so, but if you're at the top, and then you need a new set of friends, right? And so, not that the ones you had were bad.
Confession. So my daughter looks at me the other day and she goes, "Ma, you have to stop doing that." And I
What?
said, "What?" She says, "You got to stop bragging." I said, "Bragging?" I said, "Are you serious?" She was like, "Yeah, you keep talking about how you paid off this bill." And I was like, "No, no, 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 no. Let me just explain something to you. If I'm talking in my right circle with my quality of friends, that's not a brag. That's a exchange of information. But if I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking to, I'm sorry, Pookie, who can't pay his bills, now it might sound like bragging. I don't have those type of people in my space.
No.
So you hear me on the phone and I'm saying, "Girl, I just finished paying." That's an accomplishment, and we're all sharing in it. It's a difference if you're doing that type of thing around somebody who's not in that place. You might say something like, "Girl, I was able to get some things done and take care of it." That might be a better way to put it. But bragging, if I tell y'all I accomplished something, y'all cheering with me, I'm cheering with you. I don't think it's a problem with that. Exactly.
Right.
And
Exactly.
And you know what? It also boils down to the person's security within themselves. They're
I
insecure.
can't be
Because
bothered with
you got
that.
to be comfortable in your own skin. And just like Chauncey said, nobody can do it better than me. You can only be you. That's why I say my quote. That's
All
why
this
I
blush.
always end with that. I'm learning and I'm growing, but I'm in my own lane. I don't have to be in
Mhm.
anybody else's
Not a
lane.
competition with
I'm
those.
not in
It
competition with
really is.
anybody but for myself to better myself. I'm in competition with myself to grow and learn every day.
do
It
you
really
do you guys not think that in these days and time that is now become a rarity?
that people are jealous.
Yeah, that people are not cohesively being able to feel happy and share things and share idea because of the
Social media. Oh no, I'm sorry.
And I
uh,
always say this goes back to the episode.
you know
Yeah. it goes to the episode we were talking about social media. I know we geared it more towards relationships, but think about it with your friends and the people that you're associated with on Facebook. People are posting the trips that they go on. What about the families that don't get to go away as often? Or, you're in these exotic locations, but some other people don't get to go there or have that opportunity. It's the way that you share it, it's the way that you talk about it, it's the way that you present it. Because to me, I know all of us, we're, as far as I know, we're not rich. We weren't born with silver spoons in our mouth. So anything that we do is because we worked for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because that we had to save, and we put our money away, and we paid on it, or whatever it was that we did. Because God knows, even if you pay for your credit card and you've got to pay it
I gotta
afterwards,
pay it. Mm-hmm.
right? You see what I mean? But somebody else might look at it and be like, oh, they're always bragging, they're always talking about where they go and how they're, but if that person doesn't really truly know you, then that's why they see it that way. They don't know you.
So
And
how about leaning in and saying, look, I've never been able to go on a vacation. How do you save the money? I can show them the picture of the $500 worth of coins I saved the other day and went to the bank. Let me teach you so you could do the same thing.
what Kimmy say to me at the time, Chauncey, send me that website you go to, because I always get to tell you where to go to find that deal so that you can get that trip and you can be able to do the same thing. And so but that's what we do as friends, as family, as loved ones. We share to bring each other up. And so I just say that if you feel that in a group that you're in, if you feel it amongst the people in your group, or you feel that way amongst people in you need to get away from that group.
Even a relationship with I'm sorry. If your spouse or your partner is jealous, that's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous. Because I'm gonna tell you what comes. There's levels of that.
Sleeping with your eye open.
There's levels of that. I'm telling you. It start off very subtle.
Uh-huh.
It's more and more aggressive. You see what I'm saying? And then, like most of the people I know, most women I know, they really put a lot of effort into trying to figure out what their partner is, you know what I mean? Because the children involved and what's going on here. But if you delve into something where they're just constantly up in the ante on their jealousy, you know what I mean? I'm telling you from experience from experience, it does not get better. Start this is the end, the beginning to the end. I'm telling you, unless that person go off and get some help somewhere, I'm telling you, it's the beginning to the end. Because there's no chance of trying to resolve it when people are climbing themselves to a point where they're going to demonize you to make their self feel a certain way because they're jealous. I'm just being honest. So, good episode. Final thoughts, y'all.
My final thought would be to be mindful, because sometimes jealousy isn't subtle. I mean, isn't overt. It's very subtle, and it happens over time. So just be mindful of that. Be open with communication from the beginning, so that you'll know who it is that you're dealing with, whether it's a man-woman relationship, female to female, so on and so forth.
Yep. Yep.
I guess my thought is on the opposite. If you feel like you have a jealous trait, first of all, you need to check where that's coming from. If you're not trying your best and trying your hardest, then maybe it's not jealousy. Maybe you're just lazy, right? I'm just saying, because there's nothing that somebody else is doing that you can't either learn or lean into or something. So if you have a problem, you need to be mindful. Maybe you're just lazy. Maybe you're not. I don't know. But if you're not lazy, you need to start leaning into that person. Don't you take that emotion and do something else with it. Say, look, I just want to be transparent. I really would love to go on this trip one day with you. How do I do it? Take advantage of those opportunities and stop scheming, because you ain't going to get nowhere, because you can't be me. You just can't. I'm sorry.
I would say you can do it too. Don't be jealous. Think of ways. I'm like Chauncey. Celeste. Think of ways that you can do the same thing. If one person can do it, it's not just one person in the world that can do the same thing. You can do it too. You just have to figure out your own way to do it. And like you said, lean into that person. And it doesn't hurt to ask It doesn't hurt to give a compliment and say, hey, I need help with this.
Um,
People are willing to help you if you ask for it. But don't go around and bash other people because of what they can do. That's all.
Great episode as always. My final thought is, um, I think it's a tad bit of jealousy, and this might not sit well with y'all. It's a tad bit of jealousy in every person. It's how you control it is what
I
happens.
lean into it. Yeah, absolutely.
And who and where, because it just depends, right? I agree wholeheartedly. Good episode.
Good episode. So joining me today is
It's your girl Celeste, and you can lean in me. You can lean on me.
uh-huh.
Lean in. I teach you whatever I know, but you got to teach me something too.
This is Chauncey. Iron sharpens iron.
Mhm.
This is Keisha. You grow and you learn in your own lane.
Right, that's right. All right, ladies, well, great episode. So join us next Wednesday when we drop a new episode. Have a wonderful week on purpose and take care.